Working for myself and having a business which relies on me being creative is a lot more challenging than it looks. YouTube and Twitch are fundamentally different from other creative disciplines like being a novelist or a fine artist, where a creative will work when inspiration hits or complete a project over a longer period of time. We have to work daily and be consistently innovative. More pressure is added to a content creator because you have to master so many different disciplines like writing, performance, editing, administration, and have a deep understanding of the platforms you're broadcasting to. As a result, there's a lot of burnout in the YouTube and Twitch content creator communities. Some of you watching this are probably critical of content creators, and I understand why. It's fun, right? But if you get an understanding of the immense amount of work that goes into not just every video, but the channel's development and the energy it takes to perform, write, edit, and produce content, you'll be more mindful of what you comment on creators' platforms. To those of you watching that are suffering from burnout and need to stay motivated, this video is a practical guide on how to attempt to stay mindful and productive. And I hope there are at least a couple of things that you can take away from it. And remember, creative burnout is normal, reasonable, and something that you can overcome. I put together 6 pointers that may help you out. I've saved the weirdest and the most personally helpful one for the end. Firstly, get into the habit of chasing creative spurts. These moments of inspiration are sometimes hard to come by. Think of it like a surprise visit from an old friend. So turn off your phone and get into something that a lot of people are calling deep work. These moments are usually prefaced by sparks of inspiration. If something you've watched gets you thinking, or read up on some new way to improve your edits, and it's hounding you at the back of your mind, then invite it in. Obliterate all distractions and let that ignition take over. If it means interrupting your usual schedule, do it. This visitor doesn't come around very often. These creative spurts are usually the soil for the rest of your creative work. A little warning here though, just make sure you understand the difference between procrastination and productivity. If you don't, they can be artificial creative spurts disguised as productivity that end up just abusing your time and your projects. Make a schedule. It's boring, I know, but making a point of reminding yourself what to do and when to do it means that you're more likely to get it done. There are a ton of scheduling systems out there that make scheduling more interesting, but my advice is to find the simplest one for yourself and stick to it. Don't be hard on yourself if you don't keep to it religiously, and if it helps, use it as a guide. Keeping a schedule also means you'll know when to stop working. Most burnout in the creative world is a cause of constant working, and when you work for yourself, your work simply never ends. You're the one in charge of downing tools after a long day's work. Set realistic goals and objectives. We hear this one so often that I think it just needs a little bit of clarification. An objective is the reason you're doing what you're doing. The goals, on the other hand, are the practicals of what you're doing. For example, a good objective is creating a YouTube channel to understand how to tell a story, learn the editing software, or to challenge yourself by editing exclusively on a mobile device, for instance. Examples of good goals are tangible products like uploading 4 videos a month, getting a certain amount of subscribers, stream for a certain number of hours a week. Do you see the difference? Objectives answer the why, goals answer the how. Again, remember to make sure these remain a guideline and not gospel. Your goals and objectives should exist to help you. So if the fear of meeting them is keeping you from working, then they're not helpful at all. Acknowledge and harness things that inspire you. The way they creep up on you, the form in which they take changes throughout your life. So be constantly on the lookout for them and know there's no ultimate path. Inspiration is different for everyone, so there's very few self-help or creative geniuses that have worked it out. Steve Jobs, he went on walking meetings. I take showers. In fact, a lot of my inspiration comes from my shower sessions. Yours may be working in a coffee shop or brainstorming while hiking. It might simply be chatting to certain friends who inspire you. Acknowledge these moments, add them to your schedule, and don't feel bad if other people don't understand them or are critical of your methodology. I saved the weirdest and, in my opinion, the best one for last. I got this one from Questlove. He's one of the world's greatest musicians and a multidisciplined artist who I really respect. You guys have got to listen to the roots if you haven't yet. Anyway, he's a creative genius. When asked during an Adobe keynote what the source of his most creative work is, his answer was to be bored. I call his methodology intentional boredom. This sounds counterintuitive, but it's been true for me in my creative projects. Take a notebook, leave your phone at home, and schedule intentional boredom once a week. These are the moments that your creativity is forced to work itself out. When you're preoccupied, your train of thought can easily be derailed by distractions. Let your mind wander and write down where it goes. A strange side effect of this practice is that it seems to help treat my anxieties and feelings of being overwhelmed. Creating lists, jotting ideas, allowing my mind to be less chained gives me a lot of clarity and direction. Some of my best creative ideas and focused production happen in these spaces. I can make a whole video on this topic, and maybe in the future I will, but in the meantime, I genuinely hope this helps. If you have any positive advice for content creators, please share it in the comments. Also, if you could please hit the like button, that would really help me out. It really helps the channel in the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you guys in another video. Cheers.